The following contains content that mentions drug use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Mind is the master weaver, both of the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstance. James Allen. The date is January 14th, 2086. I am Dr. Adam Walls, here at the Root Research Labs. Root Research Labs is a group of scientists and doctors formulating theories about the idea of a drug that could allow the user to seize control of lucid dreaming. This was a challenge for us. For many years, they invested in research for this project, which was classified under the project name Iris. It took decades to perfect the drug. All of the tests started the same, but something always went wrong. The chemicals would even blind the test subjects sometimes. The next flaw we found was the effects produced by Iris were irreversible. Another problem that arose was that the drug heavily contaminated the iris's pigment in the test subject's vision. So that's what sparked this idea. Eventually, we were able to control what effects were produced and how long the effects lasted. We decided that the people who use this can inject themselves with the drug using a bottle with a needle attachment. Once injected, the iris of their eyes would gain a different pigment, changing colors depending on what type they get. After pigment change, with eyes closed, the user would wait for a moment and begin to hear things. Then open their eyes, and to their surprise, they would be in a world of fantasies. Iris was created to make a visual stimulation of one's innermost desires. Each dose lasts for 1 hour. In a sense, I guess we created a genie in a bottle drug, you could say. We originally started in 2052, and now, here we are in a large research facility 34 years later. Today, our product is shipped worldwide. I hope people will benefit from our product of hard labor, and that it will hopefully one day bring world peace. End of video log. What you're about to hear are interviews of accounts from special groups of patients and those with them about what they saw while under this drug and beyond.
Episode 1, Billy Cloud.
It was always the same thing every day in this little town where I lived, but it was more like a wasteland. If I wasn't selling drugs, I was trying my luck at the casinos. There are a lot of those around. I'd usually make friends outside of town because there's really nothing to do there besides gambling. Not in high school, but not in college either. I think it's just a waste of time, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I seemed to be getting around alright though. Sometimes I'd go to parties and get wasted. So really, I wasn't in town a whole lot. I used to be addicted to heroin, but I had to stop. I overdosed one time and needed to go to the ER. That was back when I still lived with my mom. She was upset, and I never heard the end of it until I got kicked out soon after. Ever since then, I'd been staying with my buddy Ethan. He's always had my back, and he's been my best friend ever since I was in junior high. We lived in an apartment together, not too far away from my mom's house. I got tired of sitting around, so I saved up enough money to get this new drug I heard everyone talking about. Brought it home one day and I took some. After that, things changed. In the past, I've seen all my past girlfriends cheat on me, and my friends turn against me. Not to mention, back when I was with Mom, there was constant fighting between her and Dad when he was still around. And I was getting sick of it. I used to do recreational drugs, but even though it numbed everything for a while, I was still in pain. That's why I wanted to try something new. Iris. The first time I injected a dose and I went to sleep, the apartment transformed into a castle rave. Lots of lights, lasers, and cute girls dancing with guys on the floor. I swear there had to be hundreds of people there. The people who weren't dancing were on a couch with a zebra stripe pattern. I liked it. It was stylish. The floor was made of black and red checkered tiles. The foundation was black and there was red carpet stairs leading up to the open second floor surrounding me. I went into the dining room and there were bowls of grapes, nuts, fruit and other snacks, all on a purple velvet cloth table with pizza boxes stacked in one spot. I stepped into the kitchen next and saw bottles of my favorite vodka on the counter with a row of lime margaritas. Grabbing a margarita, I walked to the den. The music was playing loud no matter where I went. There were speakers in every corner of each ceiling in the house. I went back to the foyer and walked up the staircase to the open balcony which encased the foyer. It was hard to walk around when heading towards the DJ. As I pushed through, people looked at me and smiled as if they knew me or something. I was confused. I approached the DJ and tapped on his shoulder to get his attention, and he looked at me.
Hey, what's up, my man?
Hey, cool party. Who's throwing it?
You're funny, man.
I was very confused.
Hey, everybody, y'all having a good time? Well, give it up for the man who made it all possible, Mr. Cloud.
Hey, yo, you okay, man? Wake up,
Hey, wake up.
Ethan shook me out of it and woke me up. I jumped back as I saw the apartment again. It was like he came out of nowhere.
What are you doing, man?
They call it, eye juice, man. It's the new thing.
Hey, can I get some of that?
What? Nah, get out of here.
Dude, your eyes are green. Did you get some new contacts or something?
Nah, I just got the green strain. This stuff comes in different colors. It's something extra they added for fun, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'd like to go back to the nice trip I was having.
Alright, my bad. Cool, it's all good. I got you.
He finally walked out of the room. When I was able to relax again, I went back to the fantasy in my dream. I was surprised to see myself in a small bedroom. I didn't know if I was still in the castle or not. I was sitting next to a beautiful girl with red hair. She was thin and wearing a strapless blue dress. She seemed familiar, but I wasn't sure how.
Hey, I'm Jessica. I'm glad you chose me out of all the girls you could have been here with tonight.
Well, I didn't really choose.
Yes, you did, since this is the first time you thought about me.
I realized that she was the girl of my fantasies. She wasn't ever real, but she was the kind of girl I wished I could meet. We stared into each other's eyes as I took her hands. We both smiled and walked outside to the second floor balcony. I was happy to still be inside the castle. We both grabbed a slice of cheese pizza and went to the kitchen. So, tell me about yourself?
Well, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but I collect dolls.
I tell you what, she was blushing. I chuckled at this since it didn't look like the sort of thing she'd do. I mean, Jessica was stunning, but I guess we all have our weird things that we're into.
I also like hiking in the forest sometimes.
Okay. I wasn't trying to sound like a jerk, I just didn't care. As we finished eating, I turned around and noticed a metal door with a handle. My curiosity led me to reach for it in an attempt to open it. Ow! What is that, a freezer or something? I grabbed a small towel on the counter and made a second attempt to open the door. As I slowly pulled it open, I began to feel a really cold draft coming from a dark abyss. All I could see was the first few stone-paved stairs leading down into the darkness. I took out my lighter and flicked it to ignite the flame so I could see better. Jessica and I slowly made our way down the stone stairway. The light was too dim, so I turned up the flame more. 10 steps down, Jessica got scared and gripped my right arm. She held onto me tightly while pressing close. 15 steps down, we started to hear the echoes of our own footsteps. It sounded like a big area. 30 steps down. We arrived at the bottom of the staircase. I looked for a light switch, but there was only rocky, rigid walls. It looked like we were inside of a cave. We stepped close to a narrow passageway near us. The walls were 3 feet apart on each side, containing dome-shaped holes. Inside of the holes were picture frames, one standing up in each hole next to a lit candle. I saw pictures of me and my dad from my childhood. My dad was a tall, slender man with short black hair. He had green eyes and a noticeable smile.
What is this? Did you do all this?
No. I stared at a picture of us at the lake, fishing when I was 5.
Hey, look at that, you caught one. Great job, buddy.
I looked at another picture. It was of me and my parents at the 2nd grade art show. I was holding my painting up with a blue ribbon.
Hey, you did it! You got first place. Let's go celebrate. Ice cream on me.
Another picture was of me and my dad at the playground in my old neighborhood. I was probably about 6 there.
I know you're hiding somewhere. I'm gonna find you, and when I do, I'm gonna bring out the tickle monster.
I saw another picture of me when I was 4. My dad was helping me learn how to ride my bike.
Hey, it's okay, buddy. No one gets it on the first try. You just gotta keep getting back up. That's why your daddy makes the money he does, even though he hates the people he works for.
I began to feel the pain of old memories as I realized I missed my dad. I was trying to forget what had happened between him and Mom. Reason being, he wasn't a part of my life anymore.
Hey, wait up!
I held my light to the painting, and I saw an illustration of a married couple fighting and a child. By the looks of it, they were fighting while the child was crying on her table in the dining room. I would realize that it was one of my forgotten memories. That's the night my parents decided to get a divorce.
I'm sorry.
I was only 8.
You and your dad seemed really close.
Yeah, we were. I turned right and stormed off. I was upset. Walking down the dark hallway, walking faster than I did before as Jessica tried to follow. I passed another hole in the wall, only this time with an old radio inside. I was losing my mind. Worried about what could happen next, I started running. I passed by a TV in another hole with the preacher being displayed on the screen.
What's your hurry?
Jessica was terrified at this point. I finally saw a wooden door in the distance. I ran towards it until I finally reached it, then opened it carelessly, not knowing what was beyond. On the other side was a large stone platform which we were standing on next to a small stream, cold and dark, running against rocks standing tall out of the water. This passage was somewhat larger, and the stream was only 3 feet deep. Jessica and I decided to turn right and walk down the passage. Our legs dipped into the water. It was extremely cold as it licked our skin with its icy tongue. Jessica took off her heels and held them as she started walking. We headed down the stream. Our skin began to feel somewhat numb as we tried to bear with the temperature of the water. I noticed that my lighter was running out of fuel and was quickly dying. Oh no! I grabbed Jessica by the arm and walked as fast as I could without slipping. The lighter was almost done for, and at that moment we wrapped our arms around each other. It was pitch black, and it seemed like all of our hope was gone. We heard nothing but our breathing and the running water. A moment later, I saw a small light in the distance, glowing. It looked like it was coming towards us, under the water. As it finally reached us, I stuck my arm into the water and pulled out a large silver flashlight. Yes!
Thank God. I hate the dark.
We were both happy that we had a light again. I pointed the flashlight down the path, and we followed it for a while. The water started rushing against us, which meant we were getting close to a waterfall. All of a sudden, I heard a voice in the distance.
Help! Somebody, help!
I pointed the flashlight behind me, and I saw a man being carried by the rapid stream. I let him pass us, and I saw his face. It was my dad. Dad! Oh! I slipped and let the current carry me to chase after him. Jessica followed. The speed of the current quickly picked up as we were nearing the edge. When I was finally close enough to my dad, I reached out to him. When I touched him, he turned into water and merged with the stream. With hardly any time to react, Jessica and I finally saw the edge where the water poured over. We were dumped into a pool below. Nearby was a small stone platform with another door. We climbed up onto the platform. You okay?
Yeah, I'm swell. I just fell down a giant waterfall, my dress is soaking wet, and I lost my designer heels. But at least we're both alive, so that's good, right?
Yeah. I opened the door, unaware of what we would encounter next. I had hoped that the worst was behind us at that point, but I had a bad feeling that I was wrong.